Hello, guys. Welcome to one podcast a day. We'll keep your addiction away. And today we gathered what most people are struggling with NoFap. And again, we have a special guest today, Chris, which has a lot of experience with NoFapping. He's been studying that for so long, and he has helped a lot of guys. I think around hundreds of people. And now what we're going to do is we're going to answer questions that most people that are struggling with NoFap. And Chris is going to give also his opinion and answer those questions. Okay, let's start. So one question is, the first question is, let's say you relapse, what to do? So Chris.
I would say that first thing and the most essential thing is that you should continue with your journey, what you did previously before you relapsed. That's basically it, I think.
That's good. So it's the journey. Take your time. The result won't happen right away. As long as the intention is here and the process is here. Now, second thing, we need to, I realize there's a pattern in guys who are relapsing. And since I started and I took my certainty, I realized that I just look at what's that pattern that's making me do this. And I realized sometimes some of those guys are surrounded, they're surrounded by females. So, for example, they live still with their mom. That's one reason. They have a lot of siblings or their sisters. Some of them, they go to school, so they go to class or just a Zoom call. There's a lot of females. And honestly, what I realized, this is like, it's true that we look at it like, oh, the patterns and the habits and let's do the journey. But what if you just face the problem? That's what I want them to do. It's to face the problem. And second of all, to talk about facing the problem, we're talking virtually and in the real life. So look around you. Is there many females? Is there more females than there's men? And if there's men, are they real men? Think about those two questions. Okay? Ask those two questions. It's very important because if you face those problems, then you get this, holy shit, I need to work on myself and find a home or move or do something new to impact people and maybe start surrounding yourself with men who could be your role models, because there's a lot of fake role models out there on YouTube. And it's just nice words. And I think nice words is all pleasure. And pleasure is selfish. I see pleasure is very selfish. And people who like pleasure are selfish people. And what I realize when I help others, I'm not selfish. It's because I care about others. I'm not being selfish. So understand that when you relapse, look, what's the main problem? What's going on around you? Is there a lot of females? Do you have a past trauma? Are you productive? Those are questions you need to ask. Who's your role model? Most of you guys don't have role models. And that's also one part why being too nice to you guys doesn't really work. I realize. Me, I was talking to myself harshly because that's how I talk. I'm disciplined. You need to be disciplined. When I say discipline, you got to talk to yourself and say, this is bad. You take a decision. Okay? Chris, you want to add something on this?
You are right that it's important to be disciplined. And I think it's also important to do some self-discovery, you know.
Yes.
To find the inner problem. What happened in the first place that you decided to start fapping, you know?
Exactly.
To start masturbating to porn. Why would you watch porn in the first place?
Okay. What's the main problem? What's the root reason of what you're doing? What's the root reason?
Yeah, why did you continue to watch porn?
Yes, and those are the question you need to ask. Why am I doing this from the first place? And then things start to come out. Second question. Or someone who said that. One guy said, I need to find healthy way to find and release dopamine. I need to build something. You want to say something? Go ahead, Chris.
Well, he added in the second part of his saying that he wants to find something to produce. So yeah, definitely that's a good idea. Definitely he should concentrate on producing, on being a productive person, and what he should do to find a healthy outlet for dopamine. I would say anything related to helping others or society, small group of your surrounding, maybe inspiring others by your creative outlet. I don't know. There are many ways, really, many ways.
And yeah, perfect. So you gotta inspire people. That's one thing could help you. And you gotta definitely need to build something. But that's what you're here for.
Yeah.
That's what makes you healthy. And that's what makes you gotta the goal here is to increase your productivity. And when you increase your productivity, your addiction to start to decrease. It's about occupying yourself.
Yeah,
and when you occupy yourself, you forget to fap. Most of you guys are fapping because you have nothing going on in your life.
Yeah, you need to change your patterns of behavior and your kind of like a change of ways of living. Yeah.
Exactly.
Lifestyle change.
I love that. So that's good. Now let's talk about this phrase here. Once guy said, I developed a bad personality that I hate, but I enjoy. I don't finish. I didn't finish. Can someone relate? It's been a few weeks and I enjoy harming others verbally and physically. Where I don't find them what I want. Is it just a withdrawal effect or I need professional help? I'm going to answer that. And Chris, you follow with me. You're starting to become a man. Society tells you to be weak. Once you become a man, of course you're going to be that. But the problem that you're doing it in the wrong place. So once you feel that anger, that energy, instead of like putting on people, put it on something that can help others. Because subconsciously, you know what to do. And you see the problems, but you're quiet because society tells you to shut up. Now it's time to speak. If you don't like something, you say it. In the house, wherever you are, when you wake up, there's something you don't like. You see something online, stop watching. Stop being on your phone. Let's just say you see a chick fully naked. We shut up now. And I know it's bad but you got to be dangerous, man. You got to be dangerous. And if you see something you don't like, say it. I don't like it. That helps you. That helps you convey yourself and have confidence and high, because a lot of it is low self-esteem. A lot of guys do it because they're low self-esteem and they rather use the shortcut and run away from society and what they don't like. So they'll use that dopamine and it's like an excuse for not being themselves. Chris, go ahead.
Yeah, what I think he means is that he has problems with thoughts. His thoughts are too negative, and it's just it expresses that way, you know. So I wouldn't call it's the effect of the withdrawal. I never heard of such effects on withdrawal. So definitely no. I think he should consult some professional help.
I disagree.
Okay.
I disagree. We're telling those guys they have issues. And then they're looping that they have an issue. And then that destroys their self-esteem. I want to tell them, guys, listen to yourselves and do what you like to do. It's that what makes you a man. Stop, like when you're quiet and you're afraid to hurt people or you're afraid to do things because for example, I'm angry now. I'm angry and it might hurt a lot of guys. But I know that when I do this, I feel good because it's like coming from in me. I know there's a purpose and there's a message I want to bring to you guys. And the message is you got to listen to yourself. Stop being scared. And when you're scared, what happens, you're going to find any short term to run away from issues. The issues are there and you know them. But the thing is, you need a structure. You cannot lash on people like that. If you just find a structure and a plan to follow up, you go and channel that anger into it, then you become better. That's a better way to help you with. So I would say, yeah, don't hurt others, but at the same time, if you have a plan, because there's an anger in you, your environment is making you do this because the environment you're in does not doesn't have a growth for you as a man. It's hard for you to grow when you're in an environment that a lot of people around you are weak. It's hard because in nature, it's or you grow or you die. It's or you grow from inside or you die. That's nature. So back in the days, man has no, They had no choice than to be present in the moment and to be wise, because no matter what happened, could some tribe comes and kill his family, or some lion or some beast will come kill his family. So you got to be ready. But now they're making those men weak, and now it's not anymore it's about like it's not a discussion on nature. It's a discussion on corporation. Now you gotta build a business. Business is the same thing. You're gonna build something, and if you have a plan to channel that anger into something, you can create something big. That's all they need. They need a plan. I don't think he has a problem. The only thing I would say, to have a structure to what he's doing.
So you meant that to say that he needs to find his outlet, right?
Yes.
For that energy.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes, because I hate when saying professional. Professional not going to help you. I've been with therapists all my life, and all they do is give you pills and lie to you. The reality is you're not in an environment of growth. You need a role model to teach you how to structure that anger into something, or that masculine energy. And if you can do this, you can do big impact and be happy in your life. Good, Chris? Is it something that makes sense?
Yeah.
Because I want to hear your voice too.
I think that's the valid point, definitely. Because if you don't do that, what else do you have actually in your life? What are you actually going to do about it? Are you just going to waste your energy for nothing and just squander your time?
Anyway, let's go on the third question. How is your perception of women evolved throughout your strike so far as opposed to the beginning?
Me personally, I didn't have much problems with women. I think I always had them in the respectful way, you know. Always treat them like other people, like people, yeah, in general. Doesn't matter if you're a guy or a woman, all same to me.
Okay, what's good about that a lot of guys come from a different background, a different mindset. Me, I came from a background when I was very sleeping with a lot of girls. I came from a background of sleeping with a lot of girls. I'm going to answer that question. And I realized from reducing my addiction, I stopped looking at females to the way they objectifying them. I start looking at them by knowing them. And what I realized, a lot of you guys are putting these females on a pedestal and you objectify them. They're just humans. They shit like you. They stink like you. They like nothing different. So once you get out of this head, they have this objectification and addiction and pornography addiction, you're going to start realizing that these females, they're actually, they have nothing special. They're just like you.
Yeah, definitely.
They're just human. So yes, it does reduce my perception with women, and I become more confident around them. And I start getting even more results because I'm no longer addicted to the way they look, but I'm rather confident in myself to see, okay, what do you have to offer me? I don't want your look. It doesn't matter. I'm not addicted to your looks. What can you offer me? Those are now the question I ask. That's what's going to help you with Nofa. It's 100% going to help you. Now, another question. So what did you do to overcome extreme horniness, lust on your journey?
It comes naturally as long as you know what to do with that energy that you're getting from urges. And so, yeah.
And I say that lust is an addiction. So it's a pornography addiction and perversion thinking. And you got to get out of your head. And that's what we go back to, exercising your heart. When you exercise your heart, you get out of your head, things changes. Now you're in the spiritual world. Instead of being on the material world, you got to work through the spiritual world. That's why you feel angry, because you tap into your spirituality, and then to release that dopamine, you're going to go and release it by watching porn. Oh, now you're back in your head. There's something your heart is telling you. You got to follow your heart and do it. That's what I realized. You want to say something, Chris?
I want to say that it's a very interesting and nice theory.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting.
It's very good. And I realized, Chris, since we started, I feel like you became more present. Also, not only the fact you're a professional at Nofa, you've been helping guys a lot, theoretically, logically. But me, I'm more into the spiritual way. And I realized both we can add up more. That's why I want you to be in a call, because you're like the logical person. I'm more like the feeling guy. And it's like combined together, we can help guys, because it is truth. You need both. You need the 30, and also you need to know, understand how to process and work from the heart.
Yeah, and I also, it makes me wonder, because some guys are true, what I would call true definition of sex addicts, as they are basically uncontrollable with their desires, you know.
Exactly, and that's what it is. You got to take back control of your life, and it's by doing it through your body, not your head. And that's why I say to be productive, wake up the morning, do your push-ups, build your hormones. And now when you build your hormones, find something to do instead of wasting that energy.
Yeah.
So that's why we have morning routines, Chris and I, and we're definitely going to share morning routines. Every day, my morning routines I'm adding something into it. And Chris is going to give you his morning routine, so you guys can follow that routine every morning. Good. Can I you want to say something?
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. So basically, the first thing I do after I wake up is
we'll do that another podcast. One podcast will be only about
All right.
Okay, so what advice would you give to someone that wants to start creating, producing, developing, but doesn't know where to begin or how to get started, Chris?
I would say the first thing he should do, he or she, of course, is to look out for what do you actually want to build. What kind of purpose are you standing behind? What do you want to present to the world to make it better?
Yes, and before you do that, make sure you develop a skill to a point that you can know yourself.
Yeah,
it's about knowing thyself. Once you know yourself and you know who you are as a person, then you can do the second step, is to find a purpose and help others, or build a business, or you could be at something specific. Me, I'm good at networking, for example. So I put my energy into it. And that's, Chris.
Yeah, so once you find out what do you actually want to do, what do you want to present to
who you are and what to do.
Yeah. The next step would definitely be to create a plan. Work plan.
Instead of getting angry on people and hurt people, you just need a plan and you'll be okay.
Yeah, just create a plan, follow it, and then you'll see how it goes. So yeah.
Okay, now I'm gonna answer that one. How did you manage with your sexual drive? You have a sexual drive. The goal is you have two choices: waste that energy through pleasure, or learn how to channel that energy. By channeling it, measure every day with the channeling. So you got to channel and then measure. Yesterday, how did I become better? Oh, I realize now my podcasts are more productive. I realize now Chris and we can offer more value. I realize now we have 3 more subscribers. I appreciate more, and I keep channeling that energy into it. At the same time, I measure my success. A lot of you guys are not measuring. So channel energy and measure, so you can always appreciate and keep going, because you guys are trapped in your head again. And trapping in your head, it makes you bitter, negative, and all you will focus on is negativity.
Yeah, they focus on the wrong things.
And they focus on the short-term pleasures.
Yeah,
it's a long process. You gotta look at it as a long process. It takes time, and measure your process. If you measure your process every day, here in a couple of years, you can create something amazing.
Yes.
Okay, so do you feel less sleepy on your day-to-day basis?
Yeah, definitely.
100%, man. You're full of fucking energy, man. You can create so many things if you know how to channel that energy. Definitely. How did the flat line period look for you? How in that time frequency or erections was changing?
I'm not even sure if I ever had the period that people consider flatline, you know?
What's a flat line? Like, it doesn't have feeling?
Flatline is the period while you recover, when you feel depressed, don't have sexual urges.
Here's what I want to tell you guys. The reason you masturbate, it's not because it makes you depressed. It's because you're depressed sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay. So again, you're in your head. If you go back to your heart, at the same time, once you become back, because it's up and downs. You guys who masturbate, they don't masturbate because they feel shit. They masturbate because they have energy. And once they have the energy, they don't know what to choose between. Okay, am I going to be productive with it, or I'm going to waste it? They don't know how to do one of them. So they'll only use the easy way. And if we can teach you guys a plan how to always channel it, it's making you healthier. And then it makes you occupied. And then your life will become more occupied. And then you don't have no time to think about fapping. You don't have time for that. That's what it is. It's maximizing your productivity, and then your addiction will decrease.
Yeah, and also your kind of thought patterns change too along the way.
And exactly. Okay, Chris. So that question is it's your turn. What, in your opinion, is worse, porn or masturbation?
I would say definitely porn, because
100%.
because it bombards your brain with dopamine, with abnormal amounts of dopamine, which is definitely not natural.
Yes.
For the body.
Yes.
And and in the process, your body, your brain reacts to that sensation, so it lowers your perception intake of dopamine, and that's why the desensitization comes in.
And then you want to pleasure. You want to.
Yeah, you basically become like
a human pleasure zombie. Addict. A pleasure
human
addict.
Human zombie, because once you are desensitized, your default way of feeling things is very put on very high levels, so you don't feel the things you would actually feel if you weren't being desensitized. So you only feel good when you are on very high levels of input. Yeah.
So if this helped you, if this podcast helped you, feel free to share it, subscribe, and like. And this is only the start. This is a journey. This is a war. Our goal is to prepare you for war. That's what it's always has been like that. You guys need to be prepared for war. It's not the battle. You're going to lose battles. You're going to win battles. But this isn't about that. This is about making you prepare for war. So thank you for this podcast. Thank you.
Thanks.